Heyo everyone, it's AJ, and today we have a rather bittersweet day as we have the final chapter of Bungo Stray Dogs, Dazai Chuuya, age 15. We have actually came to the end of 15 and it's so sad. After 2 years of following this series, every chapter since the very beginning, even announcing when it was like announced, and here we are, we're at the end. Oh, it sucks. But no worries, we have 30 glorious little pages to wrap everything up, and we have quite a few wee double spreads just like back to back to back. Hoshikawa just went, you know what, I'm just gonna flex a little bit and just have all this like artwork over 2 pages because why not? Going out with a bang. Mostly because they all happen at the end. As you do, Hoshikawa, as you do. And for the last time, for a while, this is a Hoshikawa appreciation video, and that makes me very, very sad in saying that. Oh no. But anyway, let us dive into the epilogue of 15, shall we? So, we are kicking things off with the ending report being like, hey, this is all what's happened under Mori's leadership. Like, the poor mafia is basically now thriving under his new leadership because now they have a stronger, like, economic foundation. Basically, it's just like, yeah, it's all the business. Let's just make things better. Just get our fingers in every little business and rise ourselves up. Because why not? And also just, like, developing, like, a nice little close-knit relationship with the government so that basically they can get away with shit. So that basically normal authorities can't do shit to them. That's basically what that means. It's like, yeah, we're pally-pally with this government business and whatnot, so yous can't do anything to us. Yay! Just like Mori always wanted. Which then leads to them doing so much more. Because why not? They are a mafia after all. Why not? But then, like, in this little government, little kind of notice and whatnot, government notice? Documental notice, whatever. Like, why did I say government? It's because I've said it so many times. But anyway. So, in this document, just goes on to be like, and a year later, prior to what we've just been discussing, a catastrophic conflict broke out in Yokohama again, with all the illegal organisations just running about, like, in the city, because as you do. And that was the Dragon's Head conflict. Yeah, because that resulted in like a fuck ton of deaths because it lasted for like 88 days. It doesn't actually say that in the manga, it's just because I know that. But still. But despite it, nearly everyone had like losses and stuff like that, because obviously when you're having a fucking battle go on for like 88 days, there's going to be fucking deaths, right? The poor mafia basically came out unscathed in comparison to like everyone else. Like basically a lot of people just got wiped out and the PM was just like, we lost like a couple of folks, we're all good. So in the aftermath of that, basically the Port Mafia just like spread themselves out and like just reaching more territories and just kind of like, I'm just gonna take all these weakened like organizations and then we're just gonna create a stronger foundations for the underworld in Yokohama because we can do that. And guess what? It's all thanks to Chuuya! Yay! Oh my god, see this like illustration of Chuuya? Holy fuck. Right, this because it goes on to say how like because Chuuya used corruption, that basically ended this conflict and thus like he gained the like ability to read the documents to then become an executive, right? The whole document's about who he is and all the ones that Runbun found like prior, right? This panel of Chuuya in corruption, holy fuck, Hoshikawa, like what are you fucking cooking? Woo! Holy moly, fuck. It is something. Damn. Like, I need more. Give me more, Hoshikawa, please. Oh my god. And that's again, we're seeing Ango, like, in his little desk with his big as fuck windows. I bet you that is literally just like, see that like page from the previous chapter? I bet you that is just that whole page just scaled down. I'm gonna make a bet. Because why not? Reuse what you've already drawn. It makes sense, right? So this is how you're just knowing it's more of a like, this is him writing more in these fucking documents, like government documents. So then he goes on to talk about how the truth behind Chuuya and like who he is and whatnot, and the conspiracy about how the facility that is now destroyed. Yeah, so that would all be written up in like a separate document, and like how Chuuya and Dazai were like involved with it. Then going on to saying at the bottom, it's like, and thus the Arabaki incident is resolved, and now this document is under like ministry jurisdiction, and only those authorised are allowed to read it, and even then, any distribution of the info that is provided in this document is illegal. So, congrats everyone, we get to see the documents! Yay! Because then we're going on to like a couple of pages where we see like the documents like in question. It's also really cute because you get to see like wee angles like Hanko at like the end of like the first document, like the one in the wee circle. So that's kind of like a wee signature thing that they do. So it's like a wee stamp, and that's basically like your signature. So it's very cute to see angles. So yeah, congrats everyone. We technically saw some official documents. Yay, we're authorized. Oh, and with that we cut to the like Yokohama, like we've seen like kind of skyline and whatnot, and then we look at like what is the Port Mafia building as we're like approaching it, right? Now, they're tall as fuck, right? We're just like not gonna ignore that. Like, you see the cityscape, right? Everything's relatively like compatible, like with size wise, right? Harmonious, and then you just get these 5-ass tall ass fucking buildings. Like, Port Mafia is like, look at all the money that we have, because obviously now that they've expanded and shit and like financially and everything like that, right? They now have this big fucking tall ass building, right? Like, you're meant to be like in the fucking shadows. You're a fucking mafia corp, right? And yet you have this tall ass fucking building, and it's like, hey, look, see that tall ass building? That is the fucking mafia. Sorry, I just think it's fucking stupid, but that's just me again. And especially when you see it in the comparison of everything else, there isn't any buildings as tall as their buildings. Like, what is wrong with oh, like, I think it's just very funny, but like, it's so like, why does it have to be that dramatic? Like, what is wrong with you? You're meant to be the ones that work in the shadows. Yeah, yous are so inconspicuous with your tall ass fucking buildings that just show off like your money, right? Like, come on, at least share it. Share the wealth. Oh, and with that, we go like into the building, into this corridor where we're seeing two guards like at the end, and Hoshikawa just being like, right, I'm gonna have the most dramatic shading on these guys so that you know that they're intimidating, and emphasizing that they've got like scars in their face and whatnot. Like, these are two true hard men, right? Nothing's getting by them, you know? And one of them hears something and instantly just goes, right, I'm cocking the gun, right, what is coming? Other guard's like, are you alright? And it's like, no, I heard a noise. Thinking it's going to be approaching them. So, both with their guns, it's like, oh no, the sound's actually coming from behind them, i.e. the office that they're guarding. So, they turn round, the other guard has the keys just dangling from his wrist. Okay. No, I wouldn't really say that was the safest space to, like, keep them, but apparently that's the best place. I'm just saying. So, opens up the doors, and not needing to open them, like, politely or anything like that, they're just like, right, we've put the key in, let's just kick the door down. And what do they find when they kick down the door? They find this lone figure at the desk, what is Mori's office. So this is the guards for Mori's office when he's no there. And with their guns pointed at him, who is this lone little figure? Oh, turns around, oh my god, here we go, pretty boy himself, fucking Verlaine. Like, yes, stunning, beautiful, Oh my god. See this little panel of Verlaine turning around just being like, you're late. Stunning. Thank you. Thank you, Hoshikawa. He's just so beautiful. I hate him for it. How rude of him to be so beautiful. Like, no. So he's going like, well, you're late. Like, pathetic. To the guards. Like, the guards are like, how the actual fuck did you get in here? And Verlaine just being like, oh yeah, through those doors, you know? Like, I just walked by you, like, you didn't give a fuck. And the guards are like, no, that can't be right. Like, not even a bug can get by us. Like, we see everything. And then just, like, Verlaine doesn't even, like, respond to that, because he's already, like, clearly said, it's like, hey, I walked by you, bitches. Like, I've got through here, like, nobody's business. Like, no issues. Like, no damage done. Like, you clearly are shit at your job. So then he just goes on to tell him, was like, oh yeah, I'm just, like, here to read these lovely little documents. Because, well, that's more important. I'm not going to engage how yous are terrible at your job. Oh, and then, like, he goes into how inaccurate the fucking document is. This is so fucking funny. Oh, because he points out that there's this little bit, and it's like, oh yes, Rando Sash, because obviously it's Rando because, like, Ango wrote this up, because obviously he knows him as Rando rather than Rimbon. So it's just like, oh, how Rimbon's old partner died after they betrayed each other and got into a conflict, and then Rimbon's partner died. And then Berlin's like, clearly that didn't happen. But Verlaine is, like, so fucking pretty as he's talking about, like, the inaccuracy of this fucking part, right? And I love the little detail that Hoshikawa's done of when, like, discussing, saying, oh yes, like, the two partners turned on each other and one of them died. And it's, like, the little, like, reenactment, like, on the paper, like, of the document. Oh, it's so fucking good. I love it, especially when it goes on to the next page and you see Verlaine, real life Verlaine, looking down at the document, and there's, like, the little teeny little Rimbon. It's like, oh my god, I love it. It's so good, especially when, like, in this part, like, Rimbon's going like, clearly, Rimbon, whilst looking at him on the fucking paper, it's just like, yeah, clearly his memory didn't come back completely, because look, I'm alive, bitches. Looking so stunningly so. Honestly, see if he said that, like, I would not be surprised, but anyway. That man knows how good he looks. It's very rude. With that, the guards, like, threaten Verlaine and be like, right, we're gonna shoot you if you do not put down these documents, because technically, you're not meant to read them, even though you're in them, but that doesn't count. And Verlaine then shows off, like, this rather destroyed phone. Like, I'm so impressed that despite the big chunk that is out of this phone, it still somehow is working. How the fuck does that work? I don't understand. Like, the screen should not be that clear of, here is a number pad. I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, with the big chunk out of that surely should not be working the way it is. Right? But anyway, so with that, because with this dodgy ass phone, Verlaine's been like, yeah, no more security's gonna come this way. I've given them the day off. And he's like, see, guys, like, I don't want to fight. All I wanted to do was come in for a wee stroll, come and get these wee documents, and then see this wee hat, just to pick up this wee hat, and then go off on my wee merry way. I didn't want to do anything that would get anyone hurt, you know. I just wanted to be a wee silly guy and just pick these things up, you know. So could you just, like, get the fuck out of my way? I want to leave. So the guards are like, no, we're gonna give you this final warning. We're gonna shoot you in 5 seconds. But, however, the guard mentally is just like, yeah, this is clearly an ability user. So, we do not need to stick to our own practices of waiting 5 seconds before we shoot the fucker. We're just gonna shoot him now. Basically, catch him off guard. Well, see, there's an issue with that, mate. Now, that would have maybe worked normally, but you see, when we go into the next page, that's not fucking happening, as your girlfriend's head is just now exploded and your fingers have just came off. And as you've just started to look towards your friend because his blood is just splattered all over your face, your body is now sliced into a million little pieces. Yeah, you had no fucking chance of shooting Verlaine in the slightest. Ouch. And with that, Verlaine just watches as your body's just, well, pieces of your bodies, I think that's a bit more accurate, especially for the second guy, just kind of tumble to the ground. And then Verlaine just goes, alright, I'm gonna go this way. And just compliment the fact that, yes, their guns didn't go off, so nobody else needs to know just yet. Woohoo! Because that would ruin my lovely, peaceful, moonlit, like, evening. Like, that wouldn't be nice, you know? Like, you're such a wee bitch. Oh no, a gunshot's gonna ruin your lovely little night. But anyway, so he's looking out onto, like, the cityscape now of Yokohama, and then just being like, right, I know you're out there, Arabaki. I know you're out there, Chuuya Nakahara. Like, I know. And then, like, he just goes into this kind of wee internal monologue of just being like, you know what? I need to thank you, Chuuya, because you killed my partner. I mean, my old partner. And you've clearly gotten stronger. So now is the time that we need to meet. Clearly. Oh. Now, see this little part of his little, like, monologue thing about Chuuya. I fucking hate it. I don't agree with it. I think it's like a whole load of bullshit. However, this is how Verlaine thinks, and I hate him for it. I will say that. Because he goes on to talk about, like, how Chuuya is this, like, breathing calamity who is all alone and no one will truly, like, understand him and whatnot because he is neither a god nor a human, and, like, truly at his soul he is going to die alone, like, just, like, curled up in his own arms because no one will be there for him unless he goes with Verlaine, because Verlaine's going to be the only one who understands and who will provide them with that comfort. Absolute fucking bullshit, Verlaine. I hate this for you. I genuinely do. Like, it's the worst. Why would you do this? I hate you for thinking like that, but I understand why, but you're wrong. I do not approve of this message. So, get better, Verlaine. Although you don't really, but, like, that's not the point. But in saying that, we now get, like, a belter of a fucking page of, like, Verlaine just showing off about how fucking, like, flexible he is. Like, see, the high kicks, damn, come on. But yeah, so he does that, right? And then we go into what is the double spread of, like, back-to-back, like, boom, 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 boom action. Because with Verlaine showing off how fucking high he can kick, just breaks the fucking windows of Mori's office. And fun fact, by the way, see those windows, yeah? They're like highly powerful bulletproof fucking windows, right? Basically bomb proof, everything proof that you could ever imagine, apart from Verlaine fucking kicking proof. Like, he just fucking destroys it. Like, what? So yeah, so as he's now gazing out onto the new open view of Yokohama, basically just goes, right, now is the time for us to meet Chuuya Nakahara, my little brother. Oh! And with that, he jumps out and it just looks fucking stunning, especially as he announces that Chuuya is his little brother. Ooh! And then we go into the last double spread of Yokohama once more. And then we go into the last page. I don't like the fact that I'm saying that. That hurts. But we're going into the last page. And it ends with a quote, which is very, very interesting because not only, obviously, is it in Japanese. It's also in English, which is fascinating to me. So, the quote that ends this all is, "On life's vast ocean diversely we sail, the reason the chord, but passion is the gale," which is a quote from Alexander Pope on Essays on Man. Now, very interesting to end it on such a thing. And then in the little corner, it says, "Onto a new case." I wonder what that new case could be. Stormbringer! It has to be. I'm sorry, but you would not do this epilogue if you were not going to do Stormbringer. I'm going to argue that for the end of days. And with that is the last page of Bungo Stray Dogs. Dazai Chuuya, age 15. After 2 fantastic years. I'm gonna fucking miss that so much. Like, at the end of the month, feel like, yay, it's my chapter. And it's like, oh no, I don't. Until the day when Hoshikawa reveals that they're bringing out Stormbringer. Hopefully in a few months' time they do the announcement, and then it'll be a probably couple months after that we'll get Stormbringer. But my heart is so sad. But it was such a good wee ride. Like, I loved it. And I can't wait to be back in this position again for when Stormbringer happens, because it is happening. End of. Although there's always one thing that fucking confuses me, right? About 15, just kind of in general, within this little, like, epilogue, right? So, they bring up the Dragon Head conflict, right? But the thing is, that happens after Stormbringer, right? So why the fuck is it mentioned in Arahabaki incident, right? Which happens prior. And it talks about Chuuya's involvement, right? But the thing is, the Dragon's Head conflict was such a big ass fucking deal that that should be its own document. Especially when they say that, basically what they teased about what was in Stormbringer is going to have its own documentation. Like, but why would you mention something that happens after Stormbringer? Like, I don't get that, and it always does my head in. Like, it's so annoying because it's not relevant. And then unless, like, you're rehashing this document years later, like, and go, why the fuck are you writing this? What is wrong with this? I personally hate it. Okay. But, yeah. That's me just having a little, like, being a little bit bitchy and tizzy about it and being picky, because I'm just like, why would you mention this? Like, there's no need for that to be relevant to what happened when that was, like, when Chuuya was 15. Like, that's a isolated incident. Just like what happens in the with what happens with Stormbringer is an isolated incident, and then what happens in the Dragon Head conflict is an isolated, like, incident. Like, there's no need to mention that in an incident that happened a year prior. There's no correlation apart from the fact that Chuuya uses fucking corruption, but then he doesn't know how to use corruption until Stormbringer. So there's no. I'm just being a bitch. But aye. So anyway, that is us. Sucks. But I want to do a little shout out to Jay and Melik. I'm hoping I've said that name right. Who are the ones that do, like, the English fan translations. And because they've just been, like, an absolute fucking gem, like, trying to translate it as quickly as possible when the chapters come out. So you have probably read, like, their fan translations, so if you try and find the English ones on the day that the chapters come out. So yeah, thanks for that. Yous have been, like, an absolute fucking superstar, and I can't wait for yous to come back for Stormbringer, because you seem kind of eager to do so. So yay, thank you. And you'll find links in the doobly-doo. So yeah, shout out to you guys. Yous are, like, the best of, like, the fandom for doing so. Love you. But yeah, so I can't even say it's like, we'll be back next month. No, we won't. Well, I'll be back next month anyway for, like, the normal chapter reviews. Like, I still do the normal chapter reviews for the normal Bungo mainline series. So there's still other Bungo content on this channel. There is more things to come. Once I really get out this burnout that I'm currently in for writing scripts, these are slightly easier to do, but yeah, please bear with me. I am trying to create things. Yay! But anyway, as always, I have my big ass fucking playlist of Bingo Stray Dogs. If you're going to be missing this 15 content, don't worry, there is more to watch if you haven't watched it already. But yeah, so anyway, let's see you again for Stormbringer, shall we? Anyway, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Oh! I wonder if that caught it. I don't know if it did.